The Association for Media Development in South Sudan, HAMDIS, in partnership with UNESCO, has launched a Peace Center for Journalists and Media Practitioners on July 1, 2020. The Peace Center aims at supporting journalists, media professionals and members of the civil society with provisions of space, resources, and equipment to facilitate research, discussions around peace and disseminations of peace among peers and the country at large. Michael Duku is the Executive Director for HAMDIS.
We have the gift ready for the journalists, and we have to celebrate that, and we have to thank the donors who contributed this gift. I would like to say that one of the challenges of the media industry in South Sudan is the issue of infrastructure. Infrastructure has been really difficult to enable journalists to do their work as required. And infrastructure, I would like to refer to basic things like computers. I would like to refer things like the internet. I would like to refer to just tools that facilitate our work. So this has been a challenge. We have the Media Development Institute. We're training students practical journalism, but we lack many equipment. So today we would like to say that we're privileged to have this Peace Center equipped with computers connected to the network that will help these journalists network, help these journalists do their work, help these journalists, create more awareness past peace messages. I would like to once again thank the donors, UNESCO and UNDP, for the grant that we received to enable us to purchase the equipment and set it up in this place. And I would like to urge that you are most welcome. We'll set a system how we're going to use this equipment so that we'll be able to benefit all of us and sustain them. Thank you very much.
Besides being a media advocacy organization, HAMDIS has evolved to run various media trainings programs, and the center is a hub for many media activities in South Sudan. Ms. Josephine Ashiro represents the HAMDIS Board of Directors.
Today, as HAMDIS family, we are very grateful for all the hands that put in our hands to make HAMDIS an instrumental institution to serve the people of South Sudan through community radio stations in this country and through media in that matter. The gift of this Peace Center for us, it's going to make great impact and great difference in media work in South Sudan. Maybe someone was thinking that media or journalism or media houses is all about news and program and reporting the number of dead cases, the rape cases, the corruption and other things. But for us in HAMDIS, we are saying no. We also have the other side of the coin, which is peace journalism. We have a good number of people in this country who give their effort, their time to do their best to bring peace in this country. At the level of communities, but in most cases we are not seeing them. But HAMDIS, with its own capacity to train journalists on peace journalism, like to shift from war reporting, if I may put it that way, to do more of peace reporting, it's giving an opportunity for the citizens of South Sudan to say, I have a role to play. It is not the government, it is not the NGOs, it is not international organizations in this country, but it is me as a citizen of South Sudan to do it, to make South Sudan a better state.
In order to strengthen peace education and research for journalists, UNESCO supported HAMDIS with an establishment of a fully equipped and functional peace center. On its part, UNESCO officer in charge, Mr. Tapat, elaborates more on what they do in regard to the Peace Center for Journalists.
Allow me to begin with UNESCO quote saying UNESCO firmly believes in building peace in the minds of men and women. We believe that since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of the men that defenses of peace must be constructed. This is what we took from UNESCO's preamble. Whenever you remember UNESCO, you will have to remember those words, especially very useful for the journalist. It is my hope that the Peace Center that is to be launched today will enable journalists and the members of the civil society to further obtain peace information and use it to influence communities to embrace peaceful initiatives and peace building, and in the long run contributing towards the government endeavors to restore the peace in South Sudan. The process of peace aids sustainable development, realization of dreams by the young people, women and children, democracy and freedom such as access to information and freedom of expression can be realized. Therefore, today I urge the government to continue the great peace initiative started at the national and community level so as a sustainable development can be realized.
Meanwhile, the UNDP representative, Ms. Judy, explained the roles UNDP play in building peace among communities in the country through media.
UNDP and UNESCO have been working together to promote peace journalism, conflict and gender-sensitive journalism in this country since 2016. We have worked together on a number of projects. We have trained community journalists. We have worked together to develop a manual to support gender and conflict journalism. Together with UNESCO, we are promoting community radio stations in many parts of this country, and specifically we are constructing together a community radio in Duk Padiet to serve the communities of Jonglei. So I want to thank UNESCO and the media fraternity in this gathering for this good partnership that we have enjoyed for this past number of years. I want to congratulate the journalists for this Peace Center that will serve you, will help you to inform the communities better, will help you to access information that has potential, like I have said, to transform societies. I want also to thank UNESCO and the partnership of the government for this space. It is not easy to have this space in many places. But since these places have been availed, I hope it will be used for the right purpose.
Jacob Paul is the Director General in the National Ministry of Information. He encouraged journalists to utilize the Center for Promoting Peace Journalism.
When I take this subject, we are now talking of peace. Without peace, there is no development. We concentrate on peace now. For you people, how you can disseminate peace to the people, because always we talk of hate speeches and all that. Now, first of all, what is peace? Peace is actually the absence of war. When it is the absence of war, it can come to forgiveness. It can put people in well-being of people. It can put people in peace in their houses. It can put people in peace together in every corner of the place. But at the moment, you see, our country is in peace because the ceasefire is existing well. But when we come to certain places, there are a lot of intercommunal violence, conflict. That is not peace. So it is you to make it known to the people of this place that let them leave war or violence, and then they come to peace. This is where now we come and they realize that we have a completely peace in our country. This is actually the work of journalists. And then I also appreciate when we hear that AMDIS have established a completely equipped center for you people, because I know well, you know, journalist is supposed to be equipped with all the necessary equipments so that he can carry or she can carry her work. But with this center, it is an open center, according to the way I get it. It is an open center for you people to come to this center, sit with our colleagues and practice whatever it is.
In the last few years after South Sudan gained her independence, South Sudanese journalists have been facing issues of unrest, intimidation, and denial of access to information, among other challenges. Honorable Nekedimo Sajak, the Information Commissioner for Access to Information Commissions, explored the sole roles and responsibility of the government, journalists, and media practitioners in information sharing.
The government and the media agencies, independent media agencies, had a very rough time and a very strained relationship at the beginning. But that was because we had a lot of loopholes, particularly in the area of media laws. We had a period where we had a vacuum of absence of the media laws that would regulate the media. And so the government had other avenues dealing with journalists. But after the enactment of the 3 media laws, I think we have been able to steadily streamline how we operate and how we relate to the media. And so the laws governing the right of access to information are helping the journalists and all those working in the area of media in how they access journalism. Yes, and it is. We are aware that we still have difficulties and challenges in that area, but at least we have a framework where we're working. On the topic that have been brought, which we are dealing with today, what the Peace Center that has been equipped, I think this is a milestone. It's a milestone because part of the difficulties for media practitioners in this country, and even for us, the institutions that have been charged with the responsibility to ensure the smooth operations of journalists, is the issue of infrastructure. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the internet. And without internet, for those of you who are working day and night, trying to bring news to the people, you have no time and no resources to research. And quite often, you are caught off guard having to bring a very unverified information to the people. Sometimes it's not your blame, it's simply because you do not have adequate resources to be able to do a full research. And I think this center would give you a lot of space and resources to be able to do that. So now you have internet. The elements that you work for as journalists is the truthfulness and accountability. You can only have this if you have all sides of the story. If you have dig out all the information related to a subject at hand. And so this center will help you to assemble and verify your facts before you relay them to the public. It will be able to help you convey fair and reliable account of events, of the subjects that you are trying to investigate. I would also help you look for trustworthy sources, because I know all the information that is going to be up there is verified, and it will be of help to all of you, so that when you are able to write your article or bring a news article out, you have gotten it from all your reliable sources, and you are able to distinguish between facts and opinions. The part of accountability, when you want to hold people accountable, is fact-checking. And if you are not able to fact-check what you have, then you will actually make the matter worse. You will relay out information that has no facts, no ground, and it can be challenged. And that puts your work as a journalist in jeopardy.
The Peace Center facilities will be made available to journalism students of the Media Development Institute, MDR. The UNESCO is implementing a peace-building fund project, strengthening dialogue for peace and reconciliations in South Sudan.